Hello everybody, hope you guys are doing good. I wanted to share with you today how to use your virtual classroom and why to use it and how to link things into your images in your classroom, okay? It is 2020-2021 school year coming up. We are in the pandemic and we're going virtual, and teachers had this summer, or some of the summer, that we recently all found out how the school year is going to go, sort of, I think. Things might change. Things are changing every day. But we know that we're going virtual, and so teachers are doing frantically trying to get prepared for that. And one craze that has taken over the education industry is the virtual classrooms. And when I look at social media, it's amazing because everybody's doing, getting creative and doing all these virtual classrooms and things of the sort. So I want to share within our cosmetology industry for my awesome Cosmo teachers out there, and barbering and just instructors out there of all places. There's people that have reached out from different parts of the country, so shout out to you guys. But definitely wanted to share this with you in case you were interested and needed some help with it. Disclaimer, I am in no way a pro. I am learning about this stuff as I go. I just want to share what I know with you guys, so that way you guys can hopefully take some of it and it helps you and you don't spend as much time breaking your head like I did trying to figure things out. Okay, so this is a virtual classroom for my Chapter 1, History of Cosmetology chapter from the Milady textbook that we use, okay? For those of you that don't know, I am Montserrat Ramirez Canales, and I go by Ms. Ramirez. I teach for the Pasadena Independent School District at the Dr. Kirk Lewis Career and Technical High School. I teach 9th and 10th grade cosmetology. So I teach principles of Cosmo and intro to Cosmo, okay? I know I abbreviated on that, but those are the two courses that I teach. I have taught juniors and seniors, so this can be applied to any grade level within cosmetology or any subject of, and it can be applied to any curriculum, any grade level from pre-K to senior to college, okay? So it is definitely something that is exciting to all of us teachers because it's all new, and we've been seeing it a lot on social media, okay? So let me start off by saying I created all of this. It took some time, probably more time than I would have liked because I'm so particular and I wanted to find the right pictures and make it perfect. But I do have a video on how to create your background, how to insert different things, how to create your Bitmoji, the extension that you need for your Bitmoji to work on here. I have a video, a Zoom class that I did that I accidentally stopped recording. So I had to re-record. So I show you how to do this exact slide here. But today I'm going to show you how to insert things within your slides, okay, and some tips and tricks. I also in that video show you that whenever you are working with you, and since last video I have organized it, but a little organizational tip whenever you are saving your images and things of the sort. So for example, here's my virtual history of cosmetology, and then I have all of my pictures that I use. Now when you are saving your pictures per se, I would highly suggest that in your folders you label it first virtual, because if you have history of cosmetology pictures from previous years, it's just easier to find the virtual folder. So you could use this particular folder for this particular slide, okay? So take a look at that. It is a long video, but it is pretty detailed and I take you step by step. So hopefully that helps you out, okay? We're going to go ahead and go over to what I want to focus on today is the why do you need it and how do you use it? How is it beneficial for you and your students in the classroom, okay? So I created the background, I did my Bitmoji, added the text, added all of the pictures. Now what? So I spent all this time making this all fancy, but for what? what's the point? Okay. Virtual classrooms are important because a lot of our students will be learning from home, and we need to make our interaction with them fun, exciting. We need to have a captive audience. And a lot of other teachers will be doing these as well. I know a lot of the core teachers are working on their virtual classrooms. So we CTE and the CTE field need to get on it too. So that way it's something that the student is familiar with and enjoys doing. Now, I will say that I do keep it pretty simple, these two slides here. I try not to add too much to the image because it can be overwhelming. And you don't want to, besides that, one, you don't have time, right? We've got so many other things to do and we have lives as well. But, you know, don't spend too much time on making and adding, I'm not going to say clutter, okay, because being creative is awesome, but don't be too tedious about adding things to your slide or to your virtual classroom because sometimes they just are a little bit of a distraction. Okay, so keep it simple to start off, especially because it's new to the students. And then as we go along, maybe by December, hopefully this won't be our situation in December, doubtful, but hopefully. But hopefully by then the students will be more used to this and you can add more things and it won't be distracting. They'll be used to the PowerPoints or the Google, I always forget the name of it, Google Drive, just because I barely started using Google Drive. I used to love PowerPoint. But this particular is basic at the beginning, and you can add to it as the students get familiar with it and not be so overwhelmed at the beginning, okay? Contrasting colors are important, so that way things that you want to stand out actually stand out, okay? So that's why we're using it. How do we use it? So after I spend all this time making it all cute and all, how am I going to incorporate this into a lesson? Okay, so I've added my images, and again, like I've said in the other video, I've shown you how. We're going to click on an image, okay? So I'm going to click on this particular one. When I first click on it, it's just going to put the blue outline on it. I'll do it on this one since this one doesn't have a link yet. When I click on this one, my instructions on this particular PowerPoint, this will be done in an assignment for a week or whatnot, or a day, or however you choose to do. Their directions are click on images above to learn about the history of each era. So when the student clicks on that image, it's going to automatically take them to a hyperlink to a video that I have selected for them. They're going to then watch the video, okay? Let me show you how I do that. So I'm going to click, I'll left this one here. I'm going to click the image. Maybe I want it to be my Bitmoji, and I tell them click on the Bitmoji and then it's a recording of me talking. Or click on the clock to look at the timeline, or click on the blonde mannequin, or click on the trash can, or however you choose, okay? Whatever image you want to, the cart, any one of the mannequins, whatever image you want the link to be connected to, you just have to make sure that it has the blue outline on it, okay? Once the blue outline is on it, now I'm going to click on this one because this one already has a link. Okay, I'm going to click on this one because it is not linked to anything yet. So you're going to come up here and look, if you don't have anything clicked, no blue outline, you can't link anything. The icon is not up here because you must click on something. You must highlight it, okay? So here's my blue outline. Here's my link. I'm going to click on my link. It's like little paper clips, so you're putting things together. And here's where you're going to drop your link. So I went to, so the first one, and I followed the Milady textbook. The textbook, I'm using it as a resource and a guide. I'm not specifically teaching from it, but I'm using it. Okay, now students are also going to be working on the Cengage, the Milady Mind Tap. So they don't get the same information. They get different information and hopefully they learn more, okay? So we have, in the book, they start with the Egyptians, so that's why we have the Egyptians image here. And then there was the Chinese, the Greeks, the Romans, the Middle Ages. After the Middle Ages, we had the Renaissance, and then the Victorian age. Now in the book, they do go through the 20th century, but I don't go into that 9th grade in principles because I know that in their junior year, they're gonna, our teacher, Ms. Martinez, she teaches history again, and the students do a more advanced lesson. So they pick from the 20th century, they pick a year like the 1920s or the 50s or 60s or whatnot, and then they do a photo shoot and a little runway, and they do the hair and the makeup, and they do, you know, design, all of that for the model, and they work in groups, and then they dress the model up in the costume, and then they do a little runway for us. I also have a video of that presentation on the channel if you want to check that out. So I do work with my teachers, my other teachers, to make sure that we're not redundant, and we, as the students progress from 9th to 12th grade, they do have more vigorous and hands-on lessons, even though they're using the same, they're learning the same chapter, okay? So I just stick to back in the day, ancient type of lesson or time frames, and then the junior teacher teaches more modern, okay, times. All right, so here I'm going to go ahead and click on the Chinese image or the Chinese time, and I'm going to click on my link, and I'm going to be able to paste my link. Well, let me go here. First of all, again, like I said, I'm using this in an example, but I'm going for the Egyptian one. So I typed in history of beauty of the Egyptians. So I came up with a bunch of videos. I picked one that wasn't very long. This one's 5 minutes and 50 seconds, and I previewed it. I'm not going to play all of it because obviously I'm not able to do that.
Mistake women can make when it comes to reducing wrinkles.
Sorry, this is
not
a
understanding where they come from.
Commercial. I apologize.
From ancient Egypt makeup
but
ingredients.
This particular one. This particular one does very well. It explains very well the Egyptian era, the time. It has a lot of different, what I wanted to do is I wanted to mute it. It does have a lot of different information in here, and it's taken just a minute, but I really like how clear it is, how the gentleman talks, the information that's on here. I did do a little bit of research, and yes, it's a good video, okay? So I decided to use this video as the video that I want my students to watch, okay? So, and one thing I did like is that they go into the henna here, and I do teach the henna with history of cosmetology, so it kind of panned out for me. I really enjoyed that part there, okay? So I want to copy paste this and link it so that when the student clicks on the Egyptian image, then they're able, it directs them straight to this particular video. So I'm going to show you how to do that. When you click on share, you have two options. One, you can click on copy down here. This is the URL link. This is this here, okay? So copy, paste, and when the student clicks on that Egyptian image, it'll take them to it. Then there's embed. When you click on embed, it's the same thing. This is the link, the hyperlink, and then you click on copy. This way is the way I prefer to do it, okay? So I'm going to go through it again. You're going to click on share. You're going to click on embed. Once it's ready to go, you're going to click on copy. Once it's highlighted, it says down here, link copy to clipboard. Then you're going to come back here, click on the link, and you're going to paste the link, okay? Now, when I did this, and then click apply. Now, this particular video, for whatever reason, it was not working for me, so I could not embed it that way. I had to copy paste the actual link. So, for example, I had to do it the other way. I had to go to share, which is okay, it just depends on the video. Here's my link, so I'm going to click on copy. It's copied to my clipboard. I'm going to go back to my virtual classroom and make sure my image is highlighted that I want. I clicked on the little link. Then I'm going to paste my link, my hyperlink, and then apply. Okay, so now when I click on that picture, when the student clicks on this picture, then it's going to take them to that video. Now, the difference between clicking on embed and copy is this. If you click on copy and you copy and paste the link, at the end of the video, they're going to get all of these other videos available to watch. Okay, some of them are fine. Some of them, if you don't screen them, can get you in trouble. Okay, some of them are inappropriate because it's YouTube, right? Although schools do block things like that, but you don't want, oh, what's that, or what's that? You don't want students to click on these other videos and these things here on the side. You don't want them to start clicking around because then it will distract them from their assignment. Because you know how easy it is to go from one video to another on YouTube, especially if it's something that, it didn't catch your attention and it's not something that's appropriate, and then we can just go for hours on that. Okay, so when you just simply copy the actual URL, it's going to give you all those video options. When you click on embed, it's only going to give you the video. And when the video is over, it does not give you all of these options on other videos to watch. So then this particular one was in the actual person's video, so you can't take these away because it's their actual video. But these particular ones here all pop up. So then, or no, don't pop up. So then the students don't have the options to click on them, and it doesn't distract them. So when this video is done, then they can be directed back to the virtual classroom. Okay, so that is important right there. Another thing to know when you're sharing and you're embedding something that this will actually both as well. When you click on copy, you can start if you want a particular time frame. Let's say you want it to start at 2 minutes or 2 minutes and 37 seconds. That means, and you copy it, that means that, or embed it either way because it has it here, that means that this video, see where's 2 minutes and 37 seconds, there it is. That means that your video will start here. The students will not view or have access to any of this content. So if you want to skip around, you can do that. I cannot promise that commercials are not going to pop up because it's YouTube and that's how they make money, but they won't view all of this stuff. So it's a really long video and you just want them to start at a certain point. That's what that is. The only bad thing is that there's no end time. So it's going to play all the way through the end. Okay, so that is how I use that. So when I have the students with this particular lesson, we're going to go through this. Okay, I need you to, here's the directions, read the directions on the slide, and perform the task. So they're going to click on all the images, watch all the videos. That'll be the lesson, the theory for that day. Okay, or I can pre-record myself, and instead of doing the link to a YouTube video, I can do a link to an audio of me pre-recording myself. Or I could have them click on, I can have different images, have them click on different images or I could have done a timeline here, and they can click on the different images or verbiage or anything on the timeline, and they could take them to more information on that. If I wanted to, insert link a website or anything of the sort, I could do that. Okay. So that is important to know. It's pretty awesome, pretty limitless. If you want to take them to the Milady Mind Tap, if you want to take them to, if you're doing hair cutting and you want to take them to Sam Villa Fringe or Layered Haircut or Farouk Systems Hair Color, their website, or Kahoot or PowerPoint, Google Slide, anything of the sort, a song, you can actually link those things onto your slides on any images. You just have to make sure it's highlighted and you paste your link here. There's other options, but we're going to skip that instruction for right now as that's not our focus. Excuse me. Okay, so here we have our next slide. So the students just got their theory, okay, by means of videos or websites or research or whatever I link here. And then I can even hyperlink one of my prezzies, and then it goes through that for them. The second slide, and in this particular chapter I only have 2 slides. This is going to be my assignment, okay? Don't want to overwhelm them because I have to keep in mind they're virtual, they're at home, they're freshmen. I have them for 45 minutes a day. They also have math, science, social studies, and all of that they're pretty much, having to take care of and things of the sort. So I have to be mindful of not overwhelming them because virtual online is also new to them and they don't have as much discipline as we would, we adults have to sit in front of a computer for a long time to cover everything and make sure everything gets done. So keep that in mind. Don't overwhelm your students. So the next slide is the assignment. So now the students are going to read the board. And again, I kept it very simple. Nothing is hyperlinked to these images here, but this is just their assignment. So assignment, they're going to create a timeline of the cosmetology industry. They're going to select a topic like hair, nails, aesthetics, barbering, or anything of the sort. They're going to research 10 important dates within hair or nails or aesthetics or barbering or whichever they choose. They're going to create a virtual timeline, whether that be in a PowerPoint, a Google slide, a Prezi. They can use whatever means, Word. They can record a video. However they want to create their timeline is fine. It just has to be virtual, which means that they have to do it on the computer. Okay, because then they're going to turn it in. Okay, they're going to use images and words. Okay, they have to put pictures down and they have to put words down. However they do it, that's just the basic of the rule of the assignment. And then submit your final project in Schoology, which is our learning platform. Okay. So to make it fun, the top 3 timelines are going to earn extra 10 points. And at the end of the school year, when they turn their binder in with for the semester grade with all of their stuff that they've created throughout the school year that I'm having them do. Anytime we do something, they're going to put something in their binder or complete something in their binder. And then we're going to have a binder check at the semester, and that'll be their semester grade, okay, since we're virtual. So this here, so it's kind of like project-based learning, I guess. They're going to create a binder per semester this year. And that's going to be the main semester grade. Okay, so then they're going to accumulate points. So each assignment is going to have a certain points. So usually in my class, when they do something, I select the first, second, and third place winners of the project that they do. And then I give them a little treat or a little prize or gift or something of the sort. I sometimes have principals or administration or the librarians or the upperclassmen come in and they're the judges. So this kind of gets them prepared and excited and kind of used to Skills USA competition when that comes in February. Okay, so we do get a little competitive in there. So I thought it would be fun if I went ahead and added that to my virtual classroom as well, just a little bit of normalcy, something the students are used to. Okay. So then they're going to create their timeline, turn it in, and we're good to go. So very important, make sure that you, when you share, make sure that you click on embed. This particular video I was not able to, so I had to do the copy, but make sure you embed it, okay? Make sure that you click and highlight on whatever item that you have not done these yet. That's why they're highlighted in blue and don't have a link to them. But the ones that already have a link have the link here. So just make sure that you let the students know in your instructions what images to pick. Another thing, and another fun thing, is that the students, you can play a little game and you can do extra, like for example, since I'm doing the points down here, I can do extra little points. So when the students, are clicking around, let's say that my clock is, because it's the timeline, so we have a clock, and I embed a little survey or a letter or a word or a clue or something of the sort. They click on it, they find that link, it takes them to the video or fashion runway or something of the sort, and they get the points for it, and it can be like a little game that you embed within your lessons. So students can click around and see what exactly is hyperlinked. Now, one thing I do want to point out, and I teach it in the previous class, but you need to make sure that after you're done editing, that you file, save as, or download, or save as, depends on where you're working on, either an image or a PDF. I like PDFs. That's just my preference, but I save it as a PDF document because, like I explained, you see how everything is highlighted in blue? Okay, that means I can move it around. So if I just send my students this document as is, as a PowerPoint, when they click on something, all of my stuff is going to be moved around. Imagine I've got, 48 kids or students that are going to be doing this lesson. Imagine all of these pictures and what they're going to look like after they're done clicking on it, okay? Excuse me. So you want to make sure that you make, and my OCD is going to be kicking in here, I apologize. You want to make sure that you take the time to download your PowerPoint as a PDF file, again, or a JPEG, either one. When the student gets it, whether you upload it to Google Classroom or Schoology or whatever platform, or you email it to them or whatever, the students are not going to be able to click on anything and highlight it and move it. They're going to be able to click on an image and it's going to take them to the link, but they're not going to be able to move things around. Okay, so let me show you when you present. And it cuts it off a little bit here at the bottom because of the recording, but that's okay. So here you have your images. When you see how I have my arrow here? See, I can't click on the trash can. It's making me go back. I can't click on the trash can. I can't click on the aprons. I can't click on anything because the little arrow indicates that it's not a link. Okay, when I click on the clock or anything, nothing happens. When I click on, remember I told you that I had previously done the link on here and then I showed you the link on here and these didn't have a link? Look, here I have an arrow, which if I click it, nothing, well, it takes me back to my next slide. If I click that image, nothing happens. If I click my image here that we added a hyperlink to, look where it's going to take me. It's going to take me to the YouTube. And again, like I said, it was a share copy. It was not a share, the actual embedding of it. So again, that you're going to get all of this for this particular video. But here, it takes you to that particular video.
Bizarre makeup history facts.
Okay, so when you're in presentation mode and when the student gets a PDF or a JPEG file of this, again, then you're going to have to teach them. If you hover over the screen, especially if you're going to do like your hidden secret messages or your games or whatever, hover your cursor over the screen, your mouse over the screen, not cursor, I apologize. And wherever you get a little hand, you need to click on it. So find the hidden clue, and if my clock is linked to something and I get a little hand, they click on it, they find the clue, okay? So keep that in mind. If there's a little hand, there's a hyperlink. If there's an arrow, there's not. Okay, so that's my first image, and then that's my second image, and we're done with the day's lesson. Okay. All right, so that's what I wanted to share with you. I do apologize, these videos are long. It's just a lot of information to share, and it's hard to kind of keep it within a short amount of time. But I do hope that this helps you guys out some and, kind of gets you an idea of, okay, why am I spending all this time for creating this, and what are some tips, and why do I even need this? You don't need it. You can use other ways and resources and such, but this is just the latest trend that's out there. And I just wanted to share that with you. So if you're creative and you have the time, and even if you're not creative, you just kind of start clicking around and seeing examples, and start with something simple. Maybe you just want to do something simple like this one, not putting all the pictures in there and linking it, but just to get something in there and get your feet wet and get started on it, and then you can evolve with your creativity as time goes. Okay. All right, well, thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell, so that way next time I upload a video or any content, you'll get a notification so you don't miss out on any of the tutorials. I also have other cosmetology related and sometimes not related videos on my channel, so check them out. Thanks so much. Have a fabulous school year. Good luck with everything, and we'll see you guys on the next one.